Greeting viewers, my name is Henry Kibet Toroitich, and I'm going to present to you a concept on production function. Welcome. Production function is a concept in economics that expresses the relationship between the quantities of productive factors such as labor and capital used and the amount of product obtained. A basic production function is of the form Q equals to F into brackets KL. Now, Q is actually or stands for output, or the amounts of goods or services produced. F is shortened for function. K equals to capital or fixed resources, meaning they don't change. L equals to labor, referring to the human resources a business uses to produce its good or service. Once the function is calculated, it can be graphed and a company can see where its inefficiencies are and how much the variables can or should be changed to maximize output in relation to the raw materials. Labor can be variable, meaning it's a factor that can be changed by the business by adding more people, for example. The actual formula used to calculate production could be any variety of the following. One, we can have output equals to capital times labor. It can also be of the form output equals to capital plus labor. Or output could just be a function of the variable factor, and therefore Q equals to L, or simply output equals to labor. Now, graphically, production function can be expressed using a curve where we have three curves, or in the same axis we have three curves that shows the relationship between output and inputs. First, we have the total product curve, and as you can see, total product curve increases. It increases until it reaches maximum. Now we have the second curve is the average product curve. As you can see, it again increases or rises up to some point, then it comes down. The last curve is what we call the marginal product curve, and this curve rises, it reaches maximum, then it falls until the minimum level, which is 0. Now let's explain this. Normally in production we've got three zones of production. As you can see from our graph, the first region starts from where we have 0 up to the first dotted lines. Then we have the second region beginning from where we have the first dotted line up to the second dotted line. Then the last region is where we have the second dotted line up to the third and the last dotted line. Let me explain this. In production, normally, those three zones, maybe you can call them zone 1, 2, and 3. In zone 1, it's actually an irrational zone, and that means it's not efficient to carry out production in that particular zone. Why are we saying that? You find that as you increase input, the output also increases at an increasing rate. And therefore, if you stop production at that point, it means you've not reached the optimum. Now, when you look at the second zone, you find that yes, we still have an increase in production as you increase the inputs, and it's actually at a decreasing rate, and it reaches a point or it reaches maximum, and therefore we can say that this zone is rational. We call it a rational zone, and it's efficient to do production at this particular zone. Lastly, when you look at the zone number 3, is that as you increase the inputs, you find that the output starts declining, meaning it had reached maximum, and therefore we call this zone again irrational, and it's not economical to produce at this zone because you are using a lot of inputs which is not coming back to you. Thank you very much for listening. Welcome. You can put your comment or even additions if you have. Thank you very much.